Good morning and welcome to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're all about. I'm Bernard Moore, your host of today's show. I am the show, so why am I saying of today's show? I'm the one that should have to host the show. But today we're live from Paul Mark Subaru, 740 Larson Street in Jackson, Mississippi, 39203. Man, see how 39206. See what happened when you type fast, you make a mistake and type the wrong thing. But we're at Paul Mark Subaru, 740 Larson Street here in Jackson, Mississippi. Definitely stop on by if you're interested in purchasing a new or used vehicle. Now, with all these different vehicles coming out, man, it's you have a variety of vehicles to choose from because they have so many different features. Hands free. Some of these cars are actually driving themselves, but I don't know if Paul Mark have some here. But we will definitely find out and see later on once we uh, to join us today is CJ McClain. He's a salesman here at Paul Mark, so we're definitely going to talk with him and see what type of deals they have to offer here at Paul Mark. Well, first we want to give thanks to those that have definitely make this show possible. First, starting off, we want to thank More and More Sports Management. Looking for management service from contract negotiation, event planning, sponsorship, sales, and more. Give us a call at 601-260-3509 or visit www.mms-management.com. Nothing but more is their slogan. Talking Sports Live with Rob J, Jamie Horn, Larry Nix, and myself. Join us every Wednesday live at Full Moon, 1935 Main Street, Madison, Mississippi, or log on to Facebook, YouTube, X, which is Twitter, or Instagram, and join us every Sunday night from 10 to 11 p.m. on the Lou 35 local channel here in the Jackson, Mississippi metro market. And we would love for you to join us live so you can talk sports with us and crack jokes and throw an onion or olive at Rob while he's sitting up here talking a bunch of nonsense. So definitely join us every Wednesday live from Full Moon, or we will let you know if we're going to or if we're going to go live from some other place. But we will definitely let you know. Full Moon Barbecue, the best little porkhouse in Mississippi, 1935 Main Street in Madison, Mississippi. Call 601-853-1712 to place an order, or they cater in 10 or more meals, 601-466-7713. Let them know that you potentially heard it. I mean, let them know you heard it on More on the Road. They'll probably throw you an extra cookie or so. Speaking of cookies, cupcakes, cookies, muffins, oh mine. Contact Monique's Dessert Boutique, 646-926-9240. Purple Velvet Bakery at yahoo.com. You can locate them on Facebook as well as Instagram. Monique's Desserts Boutique. Hillcrest Christian School, one family, one faith, one future, 4060 South Saware Road. Uh, www.hillcrestchristian.org. Contact them to schedule a tour, to test, and see what they have to offer at Hillcrest Christian School. It's a nice small institution in South Jackson. Some people probably say Byram, but it's on the corner of McClure Road and Sour Road, and that's right there at the borderline of Byram and Jackson. So, but you're still in the Hines County, but it's on the borderline. Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Join him every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., 12 noon, as he state, for Defining Moments. Or you can log on Facebook or as well as YouTube, Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Zion Missionary Baptist Church. Family, Friends, Faith, and Fellowship, 925 West Pearl Street in Jackson, Mississippi, led by under the leadership of Reverend Dr. Daniel Watkins. Sunday school at 9 a.m. Church service start at 10:30. Bible class every Wednesday at 7:15. So stop by and join in fellowship what's going on. Again, we're here live at Paul Mark Hyundai. Paul Mark Subaru. Honda is on the other side. Hallmark Subaru, 740 Larson Street here in Jackson, Mississippi. Stop by and see CJ McClain. God, what is it? CJ McClain, the super, and Captain Cardia get the superhero treatment. But again, thank you for all those that have played a part in putting the show together. We want to talk about some things that we're doing today. We're getting set. I know you may see me with this shirt on. It's for the Mississippi Coaches Alliance, a group, an organization that I'm a part of, and we're in process of putting together a football camp for local high school scholar athletes. Football from middle school to high school. We want to provide an opportunity for these individuals to further advance their camping experience or their skills and ability is because they're talented, but things that, as I said, they need to tweak to better themselves and advance it because football is just not only about talent, it's about skills. And if you have the skills along with the talent, there's no telling what type of athlete that you can be. So definitely swing by Hughes Field today. I kind of say if you are late on registering, I'm not going to say yes or no. Can definitely contact the number on the flyer that is about to go up and contact them and see if you're too late to sign up that you can go ahead and learn and update some skills. So yes, the flyer is about to be posted. I'm waiting for it to upload. All right, there we go. All right, we are Regional Combine, presented to you by Lumen Bank and McGee Realty Service. Again, Went McGee, the mortgage man, also provided, sponsored by KFC, Full Moon Barbecue. Man, Full Moon has been a big support of all the stuff that we've been doing. So, hey, go check them out. They're definitely supporting the community and they definitely also provide some good food. So, if you're hungry and you're in the mood for barbecue, go by Full Moon Barbecue. And Burgers and Blues and Barbecue, also a sponsor of this. Paul Malk Auto Sales, 740 Larson Street, is also a sponsor, and We Play. We Play is the main organization that help us put this together. Now, I'm saying us because I am a part of the Mississippi Culture Alliance, as you can see on the shirt. Saturday, today, June 28th, registration is at 6 p.m. Location in Hughesfield in Jackson, Mississippi. That's on Ellis Avenue, currently known as Bobby Rush Boulevard, right behind Wilson Plaza, across the street from the Career Development Center of JPS, as well as Provine High School on the side of Hardy Middle School. I'm giving you all the landmarks so that you can continue, so that you can potentially find it easily. Hardy Middle School, which is temporary. I mean, I'm not sure if it's closed, but they're not utilizing that building right now. But they're in process of turning to something else. So if you're definitely interested, just come on out and just provide words of encouragement and support for the young scholar athletes, middle school and high school. We will have pride in the community, speed and agility tests, and position specific training, fundamental development, and motivational speaker, because we all need encouragement. And being a part of the Mississippi Coaches Alliance, it is providing encouragement to all. Now, the Mississippi Coaching Alliance, it is an organization that we help local coaches to become better coaches, local coaches to become better coaches. Now, I know some people say, I am the great coach. I don't need to be, I don't need any teaching or tutelage. I will say that you do. We all need some assistance in what we do. So the Mississippi Coaching Alliance is not only helping the coaches to further their knowledge, but it's also helping the coaches spiritually. So it's helping the coaches spiritually as well as some financially, as well as some knowledge of how to better yourself. I'm trying to find the information up, so my computer is having a little excitement right now. So bear with me. So, but the Mississippi Coach Line, it is a great organization to be a part of, and again, coaches, it will help you not only be at your craft, but also help you to be mentors, how to provide service your to you, because not only just need information about how to better the game, they also need information on how to be better young men. And that's one thing that we lack sometimes. I'm not pointing fingers at any coaches saying that they lack that, but a lot of these players lack that guidance, that father figure. I said Mississippi Coast Line is a faith-based partnership promoting the development community of outreach programs that increase safety awareness, culture sensitivity, and organization development techniques. Again, it's not just line up, fire off the ball, drop back, know your steps, know your draft, know your gaps. It is an organization again to provide words of encouragement to help mentor these young men as well as women, young ladies. Now you know that they've kind of implemented flag football. I think it was just an inaugural season. They had between 8 to 10 teams this past season. Um, whereas that they were getting ready for flag football amongst the ladies. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. I had to cough, and I didn't want to cough all up in your ear and all that stuff. But the MHS, and the Mississippi High Schools Athletic Association, they um, allow some schools that were interested in it and participate in flag football for the females. I know everyone is about Title IX. Title IX is all about equality, about equal rights for men and women sports, or men and women equal playing on the playing field. So women football is becoming a big thing now. I'm not sure exactly what sparked it over, but women football is becoming a big thing now. Tackle contact football. But they have implemented flag football at the high school level. There are a few colleges that have it as a recreational sport. It's not a full-fledged NCAA program, but it's a recreational sport. So whereas well, not it's called a club sport. Let me rephrase it. Called a club sport, where that the colleges they offer it, and they have to find teams to play locally to play against other colleges. But it's just not what they consider an official NCAA sport at this particular moment. So give it time. Its potential is going to be there. So just give it time. Give it time. Give it time. But on the other hand, I applaud the efforts of those individuals that have put this together so that you can see women can play football, because you see a lot of colleges and organizations, even some professional teams, they're offering football for ladies because they are a part of it. Men, we love football. Yes, we do. We enjoy playing football. We enjoy watching it. Well, some of us don't enjoy playing it because we never play, but they enjoy watching it. So if the men enjoy watching it, and we're having all these Super Bowl parties, we having the national championship parties, we having the gatherings at the bar, and so the women want to say, how can we be a part of this? Because we know our significant other, our boyfriend, our husband, our sons, our nephews, they're a part of it. So I want to be a part of it. So that's you can see how women became more involved in participating with football or being a part of the sport. Because as a coach, if you're married or you're in a relationship, that you had a good practice week, and then to get to the game time, get to the game time, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. And if you lose, your emotions are very low. You're disappointed, you're upset, you're frustrated, you're discouraged. The list can go on and on. And so when we remove ourselves from around the team, out the locker room, out the office, away from the facility, and we're driving and we're on the way to our place of residence, and we're thinking about what we could have done different, what we have done, what if we would have called this play, if I wouldn't have called that play, if I would have put this person in, if I would not have put this person in. So it's so much going on within a coach's mind after a game. And then once they get to their place of residence, there's potentially someone there to support you and console you and try to help you deal with it, because you don't like to bring your issues to your house or to your place of residence when you, especially when you have a significant other. Some significant others say, "Hey, don't come in here with that nonsense. No, you lost. That's your fault. Don't bring that stuff into me. I don't feel like hearing about it. I don't want to deal with it. Don't talk to me. You go sit in your room, get yourself together before you come get in this bed to go to sleep." And again, some are like that. I can't say I can't point fingers at who households are like that, but some households are like that. But on the other hand, that there are those female, I mean, that there are those significant others that they will support and console and say, "Come on, let's talk about it," and will provide counseling and provide guidance on what you could have done or what you shouldn't have done, or what you could have done differently, what you could have not done if they're paying attention to the game. But sometimes the females, they don't understand the game. They think a quarterback say, I'm gonna give you a change back. I'm just joking. They saying when I say quarterback, I'm gonna give you a quarterback, a coin. I'm just joking, females. And I know some of y'all know at least what that is, because the quarterback, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but everybody, when they ask about a football team, how's the team? The first person going to ask about how's the quarterback. Yes, the quarterback is the one that who can help make the team a lot better. But there are other 10 individuals around that quarterback that's supposed to help that team. So don't just all look at the quarterback. Yes, the quarterback is an important part of the team, but he's not the team. He or she is not the team. So don't just ask about the quarterback, ask about the team itself in general. Now, on the other hand, back to what we was talking about, that those significant others are there to support their counsels, and sometimes they help you with the game plan, and they give you their point of view. Sometimes we may not care for it, but they will provide their point of view and say, you could have done this different. I don't think you should have played that person. Or talking with you earlier throughout the week, you think he didn't have a good practice. But yes, he is one of your best star players, but he didn't have a good practice. So why would you play him even though he didn't have a good practice? That goes to a whole lot, in which what we talked about some weeks ago about the mental health of individuals. But let me take a pause right there and say, no, thank you for tuning in to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we're definitely all about. If you'd like to be a part of the show for advertising and sponsorship, give More and More Sports Management a call at 601-260-3509, or you hit them up on www.mms-management.com. Now, back what we were stating in reference to coaching and the support. Like I said, a lot of individuals, they just look at coaches as sometimes that's a profession that anybody can do. I really doubt that. It plays, it has its moments, and then it also has its joy. So I'm not sure exactly why we're in this position. Okay, now it's saying that we're completely disconnected. All right, bear with me just a moment. Again, we're having a little technical difficulties at this particular moment. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so now we're back. We're at the webcam. So not sure exactly what happened. It's saying that this is still activated. All right, there we go. Now we're all grooving now. That's it. That's what happened when you're playing with this technology. It has its moments and its perks. But like stated, the show still must go on, regardless of whatever take place. The show still got to go on. But again, we're live at Hogmaw Subaru, 740 Larson Street here in Jackson, Mississippi. Definitely swing on by and get you a Subaru. And I know that's one of the new vehicles, and something I know you may see some Outback stuff and see what's going on with it. But it's a place that you definitely would like to come down and take a look at some of the Subarus. But now, Jordan, we're gonna have our friend and to join us and tell us about what's going on at Paul Mark and the Subaru as we continue to get ready for this football camp that we're about to go to attend this weekend. Well, joining me today is a good friend, coach. He has so many titles. I don't know what to call him. I'm just gonna call him CJ because he has so much stuff going on. How you doing today, Mr. CJ?
Marvelous. Am I on?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Yep, I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. Now, I know, like I said, you're at work. I'm coming interrupted, invading your workplace just to talk about what's going on at Paul Mark.
Yeah. Well, we are been down here for nearly 80 years in downtown, and the Moak family is a tremendous employer, but also they sponsor our camp as well, and in a it didn't take much, and they also do a lot of work in the community for Children's Hospital, um, CARA, which works with local animal rescues as well. So it really makes a big difference to me to, just like you and I are involved with the Mississippi Coaches Alliance and getting involved in the Central Mississippi sports community, to have a job, an employer position where I can also be influential in the community at work.
Now, with that, CJ, I know Paul Mark has done a lot in the community. Man, I didn't know that was 80 years old. Man, that's wow.
Yeah, this is
But
junior now, so
but I know with care, I know that's dealing with Subaru. I know that they're involved in a lot of animal care as well as with Children's Hospital. How is it working with organization or industry? Well, not an industry, a business as such that does so much stuff in the community, and knowing that you're involved in the community.
yeah, it was a big part of why I chose to be a part of this team. I went through some career transition, and really it was important to me that when I moved to another place, that I could have the freedom to impact my community. And so flexibility is going to be needed, and then also to support. It's not just being flexible. A lot of places will say, well, yeah, your time schedule is flexible. However, you're kind of punished essentially for taking time to do stuff that's not job related, and that's one of the things that they make for sure, that they let it be known that, hey, if you got stuff family related, for example, we close early, purposefully, so that our staff can get home and spend time with their family every day. A lot of dealerships that I've personally worked in, you might be at work at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, trying to sell cars. And not that we don't want to sell them really bad, but we just put the family and the people first.
Now, with that, I know a lot of people look at how the companies treat their employees and how they handle customer service. That will make individuals want to patronize the business more,
Hmm.
as well as how they interact with their customers and clients and see how they are definitely involved in the community. Because if people don't know about you, how can I be a part of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Now, how is that? Because I know, like I said, we with the combine, the community event that we're hosting today, that we're part of.
Hmm.
How was it for them to come in and be a supporter of it?
It was really easy. What I found out was we were running a little short on donations for bottled water. And I said, man, I had just come back from Children's Hospital doing a care package donation. And so we took over these blankets, just a few other items that were in a care package for kids who are doing treatment for leukemia here locally. And so they really love these Subaru Love blankets. And according to the staff, that was just an item that was very cherished by every patient, and they all wanted one. And so we came back from that event, a couple pictures, met with some of the staff and nurses there, and I said, man, I'm trying to put together this plan for the camp, and we're pretty much at a zero balance on the budget, but we need some more bottled water. And if you remember, I asked in a board meeting, hey guys, let's be on the lookout for donations of bottled water. Well, I just asked my manager. I said, hey, do you think that Mr. Moak might? She said, yeah, go in there and explain it to Rebecca, who does our community relations, and it was an easy thing. So I really appreciate them for just helping us. It's not 50 gallons or 50 bottles of water, but it was exactly what we needed. They donated them, so now the parents and spectators at the event, they'll get free cold water. So
All right, now how important it is being involved, getting back into the community, especially now, where I've attended so many different trainings, and they use this. You can say it's almost like a pie chart. Which one is very important? Government, education, community, and business. And
mhm.
said which one is important.
Yeah, well, if you remember, I just graduated from the University of Arkansas with my interdisciplinary studies degree after 30 years of pursuit. And so,
As long as you finish, that's
yeah,
all that matters.
it's been quite a journey, but that's actually exactly what the degree is teaching us to stop doing is choosing the better of several options and finding a way to use every good thing in every available option to make a whole new avenue. And so we're just like the Mississippi Coaches Alliance, we combine all of those aspects of government, medical professionals, education, business, and we've talked a lot about last night about some of the business aspects of Mississippi Coaches Alliance that are now going to start rolling out as far as our PASS program and being able to affect or impact the lives of athletic departments throughout the state of Mississippi and hopefully the world.
Now, with that, like I said, with your study, no, congratulations on the degree. Like we finished. I'm saying like we stated yesterday. Sometimes I always finish. Don't
Yes,
just finish.
finish.
That's the most
Yeah.
important thing is that you have to finish.
Hmm.
Now, with all those entities are coming together to make a difference, and I know, understand that everybody wants to do their own thing, but bring everybody to the table because we're all impacting the same individuals,
Yeah.
which is the community.
Yes. It's selfish and not in an insult. I use language or English in a very technical manner, and so some people might consider the term selfish as an insult. No, it's just describing putting your needs before the needs of others.
Uh,
And so when you're talking about impacting the community, I would say there's a lot of, and it actually could be more jaded. They've seen things. It's tough to work with people. It
mhm,
really is. You're like, and I say other people. So a lot of people just decide to just do it themselves
uh-huh.
because they can call the shots. They don't have to have a back and forth with anyone else about decision making. And that's really what sets Mississippi Coaches Alliance apart is being a nonprofit community-based organization where we involve the thoughts of our board directors, our coaches, our community. Why? Because our ultimate goal is to better serve the community.
Now I'm gonna ask this. Now, not trying to insult your religious belief, your background, whatever.
Do it.
The creator of this world
Yeah.
that created the moon, the sun, the stars, the land, the water, the sea, the fish, the bird,
Yeah.
the trees, the best fruit, the best wine, human
Everything.
being. But when he created man
Hmm.
and he told man to do what? Tittle this, take care of this world.
Yeah.
And he saw when he created just that one person, I want you to take care of this world. And he saw, guess what? He needed what?
Help.
Help.
Yeah.
And so he said, man cannot do this alone.
No.
I need to provide some help. And so, just like you stated, with the Mississippi Coaches Line, is bringing in different ideas, different entities, different
Yeah.
business to help better the world
Yeah.
that one man created, in which he could take care of this whole world by himself. But he said he needed help.
Yeah. You almost look at it. I say almost. I try to put things in a real life perspective. What we would consider it is like a project.
Uh-huh.
Like he's like, you know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put all these people down there. I'm gonna make it real easy for them to move apart, but then I'm gonna challenge them to stay together. And that's what I think we're tasked with. And like we stated from the, you joined our board in year 2. technically it was year 3, but the second round of our board members where you replaced Captain Tyree Jones. One of the things that we talked a lot about was, making sure that we are a leader in the way that we process things in the nonprofit community. And so, yeah, we're still got a tremendous amount of growth remaining as far as our organizational structure. But what we hope is that it starts to become contagious, and that people in the state of Mississippi, and especially Mississippi, not just because we're from Mississippi, but because we're from Mississippi. And what can you do is take care of your home first. And I spent a lot of time in Arkansas, and that's partly was my biggest challenge, is letting go of those connections so that I could commit to people in Mississippi. So yeah, we want people to see what we're doing, where we're opening doors and avenues to combine with other people, and say, man, that might be maybe we could try that, because that's ultimately where your biggest success is.
Yeah, and well, let me say this. I know you said Captain John. Captain John, he was a captain when he joined, but now he's sheriff.
Sheriff, yeah. I knew there was a technical way, and I was missing it. I'm like, you better get this right.
I don't want him to come. I don't want him to come fuss at me.
It's gonna be said, but I just didn't know better. But I knew better.
But like what you stated, you with your pathway from Mississippi to Arkansas, and you bring in some things. Someone told me, I'm not going to mention his name. Someone told me sometimes it is good to go off to learn things to better yourself back home, so that you can better yourself, so that you won't be stuck in just saying this is how we do things, because the law is different and all over the place.
Yes.
The 50 states, they're different from each county. They're different in each city, which sometimes I don't understand. If you do this in this state, it should be the same punishment in that state.
Yeah.
But
it's cultural, and that's human evolution. Like if you go to a Indian community or Native American community or African American or Caucasian, there's development of experience, and then that experience now begins to create a culture. And so how you see fairness, this is where laws kind of start to balance in different places. How you see fairness, how you see justice, it's got to be predicated upon the people of that area. And I guess that's part of beauty in our great country. But same thing with like traveling out of state. I learned so much while in my time traveling, not just in Arkansas, but Atlanta. I spent some, Philly, Dallas, Orlando was a beautiful place. And so being in those major cities and seeing what the bar is really the best way to describe it. Okay. And then I came back home, and it just didn't seem to match up with a lot of the expectations that I had, doing. I said, well, why is it? We're talented, educated people here in Mississippi the same, but just like you were saying, if you don't go off and learn how things can be different in other places, you can't bring that back to help improve your own home.
Now, I'm glad you made this statement in reference to the culture and athletics. Sometimes when playing sports, the way that this career works, you can have a coach one week and then another coach the next week. How is it important for the athlete to be able to adjust to the different culture change? Because you want to advance you want to go as far as you want to go. You don't want to stay stagnant. You want to go as far as you can from Pee Wee League all the way to the professions. How important is it for the athlete to understand the culture instead of saying, this is how I've been taught and this is how I'm going to do it. This is how I've been doing it and this is how it's going to stay.
Number one thing that college coaches for sure are going to be looking for is your coachability. How well do you adjust to new instruction? So, when you're teaching, I would say youth football, it needs to be important to understand that, when I go from Brandon Youth League to maybe my parents moved and now I'm in the Clinton Youth League, or, now we're down on the coast, that, hey, my expectations for what they are going to change. And parents need to prepare their kids for change, challenge. A lot lot of times you hear them say, "Well, man, the way the coach does that, we ain't never done like that." That's just a part of challenge. That's a part of change. And so parents have an integral role in preparing their kids for latter success. I would say the greatest role, realistically, like when you find kids who don't accept challenge well, that was something they picked up a long time ago. And so, yeah, parents, I do encourage them to teach their kids to deal with challenge and understand that it's just going to be
Playing, but the players may not allow that go throughout the week, and then you come home and you share it with your wife or your significant other, and game time come around, things didn't turn out the way that you expected. Yeah. And then once you go back home or your place of residence and deal with that significant other, they have to deal with your emotions. Yeah. Because some just not accustomed to that. That, like I said, that's a different culture, because I've been has been sheltered in this type of household. My dad grew up in it. My parents were office workers. They went to their job 8 to 5 and they came home. We had dinner, we had lunch and this. And then you all met up in the college. And sometimes they were taught not to date athletes. Mm-hmm. And some say that, hey, I want you to date an athlete because of the perception. But they decided and rebelled, and they are in a relationship with an athlete. And they come home to, well, you go home and say, well, now we don't do it this way. How could you help that change, that culture shock?
Well, families of coaches, first of all, coaches are superheroes. A lot like the military. Yeah. Everybody in the house is affected by the coaching. It's just, you're unable to separate personal life, your family life from coaching. And that's, again, a major role of Mississippi Coaches Alliance, is just to support the emotional, spiritual needs of the coaches, and when possible, even the financial needs. We've had a few coaches that just need some simple stuff, and we were able to put together a drive to make it happen. Well, when you talk about families, it's first of all, it's important, just like the players, to decompress from the activity. It's the same way when I come to work. I've got stuff going on, and when I walk in this building, I have to be on task for what's going to make everything work well here. Same thing when you get home. Coaches, we're going to continue to challenge coaches to decompress and not take all of the coaching home, but also to learn how to transfer to your significant other, like you said, the appropriate roles that they can play and support. And I think if you on the Coach's Creed, you'll find the statement, passion over pain.
Yes.
And so that's a really good example where you want to not transfer that pain, but you want to transfer that passion. And so your partners can really appreciate why you're putting in this time, why you're giving the extra effort, and be able to support you as opposed to becoming an adverse force.
Okay, well, and reference to, I know you're talking about the Coach's Creed. Talk about the camp that you have coming up this evening.
Yeah, we have second annual We Up Regional Combine, and we are tremendously excited at this opportunity to impact lives, specifically in the Central Mississippi region. Our logo is two hands. Mississippi Coaches Alliance logo is two hands that form a heart, and that's not by mistake. It's two people shaking hands that form a heart, and so that's where our mission goes, is trying to reach out to other coaches, other members of the community, and show love, because it's easy to start where you're trying to help someone by telling them which plays to run. That's how most coaches think. You need some help? Well, send me your plays and I'll help you. That's not what they need. It might be helpful, but what most coaches really need is someone to kind of encourage them, give them dynamic avenues for dealing with their emotions, helping them in their spiritual pursuits. Those are the avenues that have become that have fallen far behind. And so that's what Mississippi Coaches Alliance is doing. The We Up Regional Combine is inviting coaches from throughout the region. We've got coaches from Noxubee County, as far as they come. Those in Jackson Public Schools, some in Rankin County Schools, some in Madison County Schools, some in, that's 2 out of Rankin County Schools, McLaurin, Brandon, then Madison Central. Schools all over the region have sent coaches, or coaches have volunteered from schools all over the region to come out and specifically attune to the hearts of Central Mississippi. But we invited players throughout the region to come out. But specifically, we got to start with our heart, the center. And that's why the Jackson Public Schools is so important. It does not take away from any other area. But what people got to understand is, if your heart is not for your capital city, which is going to affect everything that happens outside of here. So instead of running away from Jackson, we ran into Jackson, and we wanted to go in and see how we can be helpful.
So, and important with that, like I said, we're live as Paul Mark Subaru, 740 Larson Street here in Jackson, Mississippi, and they are a part of this We Are Regional Combine Camp, and support of financially as well as just financially and spiritually as well. Being a motivation behind Coach CJ, because of what they do here at Paul Mark is not just sell cars, and not just provide an opportunity for individuals to have a place of employment, but they support their employees as well as the community and locals around here as well, from CARES to the Children's Hospital. So it's a theme, like CJ stated, it's the logo, the heart, on the wrong side, the heart. The heart is very important to the body. If the heart is not pumping, the body is almost dead. The brain, which provides memory and gets you to think and speak and all that type of stuff, you can be brain dead, but still have heart and still show life and pumping. But if that heart stops, that means that you have completely stopped. So that's the reason why I targeted Jackson. Like I said, I'm a product of Jackson. I'm a product of JPS, and I love my district, and I'm still doing work for them as well. Even though, like I said, I'm not a resident of Jackson anymore, but I'm part of Hinds County. I'm still doing work here in Jackson because this is my hometown, and I cannot let my hometown go down. So anything that we can do to help from more sports management, from the Mississippi Coaches Alliance, I know that we're definitely going to be here to support Jackson. And not saying that we're turning our backs on any other city or around, but I know where our heart is definitely in Jackson. CJ, now is it too late to sign up for the camp, or?
Well, we've got 62 players signed up. And so I think we could realistically take them. We've got spots for 85.
Okay.
So no, it's not too late to sign up. Of course, we encourage everyone, all your viewers, to go to our Facebook page or Instagram and like, share, follow Mississippi Coaches Alliance. And our mission is spread the love of God to student athletes and coaches throughout the Central Mississippi area. Like Bernard was saying, it's your heart. So when you hear Central Mississippi, you're like, oh, maybe there's somebody watching from outside Central Mississippi, and they're going, "Oh, I don't live there, so they're not talking about me." No, you totally got it wrong, because this is the capital city. So if you're the capital city of the state of Mississippi, so it's a misnomer to envision that this place is not important to you just because you don't live in Jackson. And I've even heard people say, when the elections were coming up, oh, if you don't live in Jackson, don't speak your opinion about our election. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. This is the capital city of the state of Mississippi. And so secluding it and separating it from the rest of Mississippi is not the proper direction.
Now, what you're saying that because what goes on in the capital, it has a major impact throughout the whole entire state. Because of this is the capital, this is where a lot of the legislation and laws go on. if something happened in the capital, guess what? Sometimes they're going to try to make it to a state thing, or because guess what? Your representatives from throughout the state, where they live, for North Tunica, or for South Jackson County, or for West Lauderdale County, guess what? They still have to come to Jackson to meet and create laws that can affect the entire state. So the capital city, it is very important. I know that a lot of people don't want to invest in it because they said no, Jackson is going down. No, there's still light in Jackson. That's it. And we're at a dealership right now where there's like, and as you can see, as you're traveling on 55, which is one of the major highways from South United States up to North United States. So you still have to cross through Mississippi to get some to your major state, even Interstate 20. Paul Mark is, you may look at the other dealership, they're working on it. And I say, wherever there's dirt, there's progress. Because in order to make progress, you're going to have to tear some stuff down and rebuild it back up. And so Paul Mark is making a difference in the community by tearing down an old dealership that been since they're 80 years of age. You know, as you get older now, you know, your body kind of deteriorates. So sometimes we might have to tear it down and rebuild it back up. And Paul Mark is an example of doing that and still making improvement for the city of Jackson.
It's officially Moke.
Moke, I'm saying Moke. Moke, excuse me.
Just making sure if he tunes in, he's gonna hear us pronouncing his name incorrectly. Moke. But yeah, Moke, no big deal.
Well, I'm gonna say this on camera, Mr. Moke. My apologies. It's Paul Moke. Paul Moke. I know I'm bad with names now. I can definitely kill a name. So excuse me, Paul Moke.
But you made a good point, and they could have relocated.
Yes.
You know, at any point in time during the last 80 years. And so when you think about the commitment to downtown Jackson, and adverse to what many other businesses or industries have decided to do, I want to commend them for staying here and, you know, renovating this location here on High Street, I-55 and High Street. We got the Subaru store here where we're sitting at. Lights are on, everything's beautiful because we completed this renovation last year. And then later on in 25, the brand new Honda store, which if you're looking for Honda service, pull up right over there. The service has completely already been renovated. And so you can go in for service. It's just not sales available on the new showroom currently at Paul Moke Honda.
But what they have, they're still selling, but it just, the showroom is not available.
The showroom is not complete yet. And they're just a few weeks, I think October is a date, is a ETA, estimated time of completion for the showroom, and they're really working on it. They're over there every day. They lay concrete out front, and so now the parking lot's going to start taking shape. They'll put up the glass doors and start working on the finishing the showroom in the next 6 to 8 weeks. It's not a long time.
Okay, well, share some information about Paul Moke. You know how they improved in the community. Like I said, a lot of business has, because you can travel 55 north from this location, and you can see that some dealerships they're in process of relocating, as well as other business relocating just a few miles up the road.
Yeah, and that's home for me. You know, that's where I'm really. It's not far from where I grew up, where a lot of my family lives. But you can see the move in a lot of companies, and they're moving to Madison County. And what a lot of people don't recognize is that's your tax base. And so, you're now, and I got nothing against but we don't have a lot of need. And there are areas in Madison County where some focus could be put on socioeconomic issue. But as a whole, Madison County doesn't have a large need. But again, I repeat back to Madison County is not the capital of the state of Mississippi. And so, you know, you really commend the Moke family for their commitment to the downtown area. Again, our general manager being on the board of directors for Children's Hospital, you know, and then us being connected with CARA is a big adoption agency for pets. And so they do a lot in the community, but they partner with them and so many other entities every day that are showing a commitment to Hinds County, to the state of Mississippi in Jackson.
Now, I know being a salesman myself, I know actually this is how my show got started more on the road. I was a car salesman, and my general manager, Will LaGrange, he was telling us, hey, really promote yourself, do stuff on social media. This when social media was kind of, it was becoming a thing, do stuff on social media. And so me being the business mind that I am, I was like, well, let me try something and do some stuff inside the cars, shoot videos inside the cars. And I was driving a car and I was just talking like, let me try something.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the general manager, could I take the car to a football game? Because I also was a PA announcer for a local high school.
Yeah.
And so he was like, sure, man, no problem. Hey, just make sure you put one of my the signs on, which is marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that, put the sign on it, went parked and right there in front of the ticket booth. Yeah. And I interviewed one of the coaches in the car using my cell phone. And so the general manager saw it, he's like, okay, he said, I like that. No, continue to do more like that. And so that's how more on the road established, because I was in the car, I was traveling to different stadiums and interviewing coaches right there. Yeah. And so that's how I started. So this is an industry. It's kind of iffy sometimes, but it is an industry where you can definitely grow and meet people. But what's your tag? Because I know I call myself the challenger.
Yeah.
Because of I sold Dodges and I like the challenge. So that was my nickname, the Challenger. What's yours?
You are my alter ego is Captain Cardeal.
Okay.
I fly through the friendly skies, saving people from bad deals. And if you're looking for a great deal on a great vehicle, and most of all, a great service after the date of sale, I'll be your guy. You can call me at 601-360-2335 in my office line, or 601-760-5818. Call or text me anytime. We've got brand new Subaru and Hondas available, and then pre-owned vehicles of every manufacturer, from Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, anything that you can think of. Just give me a call. I'll help you find a car.
Now, I got the camera looking at the showroom floor right there. Those two, was it a Crosstrek and a Forester?
Yeah.
Are they off-road ready?
Yes. I mean, the Subaru is actually the only all-wheel drive, 100% all-wheel drive vehicle on the market. There are other manufacturers that offer packages where you can adapt to all-wheel drive. However, every Subaru vehicle is and always has been a symmetrical all-wheel drive. So it sets them apart. They're not playing around with the technology. They're not like adding it as it becomes more popular. That's what they've been doing since the very beginning. So some of the safest vehicles in the market, Subaru plans to be accident-free at the fault of a Subaru driver in 5 years. So that's just shows a lot about this technology and the commitment that they put into driver safety.
Yeah, I know. Just looking at their vehicles, that's the first thing that comes to my mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the Jeep Wranglers, I see these and I think about mountains off-road.
Yeah, and most people don't off-road. That's what I was just talking to a client not long ago, and they said, yeah, all my family Jeep people, and they just never go off-road. I'm like, yeah, it's this kind of thing. That's not talking. I don't have a competitor, in my opinion, so I don't put down any other manufacturer, any other dealership, but it's more of a practical use of all-terrain capabilities in the Subaru, because you're really only going to be in deep snow, ice, rain, flash flood conditions in most cases. And then some cases, the Tennessee mountains, of course, if you get far enough out west, you'll find loads of mountains. But in the south, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia would be the only places where you'll really be able to use in the mountainous regions. But every day throughout the south, you'll have like flash flood, and then the driver safety technology, where drivers are not as courteous a lot of times, especially if you've ever been over to Atlanta or Dallas or something. So yeah, this vehicle is designed to keep you safe while you're driving in adverse conditions, and not only give you the capability to get off road, but it hits all three. You get the luxury, you get the off road capability, and you get the safety. All super.
So I guess basically what you're trying to tell me, I know driving through Jackson sometime with this weather,
Mhm.
right now we're dealing with some floods, and depending on where you reside, you can be, if some people like to move into the country lane, the town part, just so they can have peace. So these vehicles will do them, they will be justifiable for that because they want to move away from everything and just have peace because they're off road, they're like I said in a town where there's dirt roads
Yeah,
and
yeah. Mud, it's easy. So you don't have to have anybody come and save you if you got any kind of adverse weather conditions in your property, no matter how off the beaten path you might be. So a lot of people kind of misconstrue the whole Subaru brand as being like a mountain vehicle because, like you said, right on the side of it is a mountain range on that little sticker.
yeah.
And so, but it's also great for just slippery conditions, adverse weather conditions, inclement weather of all kinds. Because a lot of people don't recognize because of so much road oil is distributed through on the highways. And you don't see it, but you got a vehicle that's drip, 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 a little bit of road oil. As soon as it starts raining, that's the most dangerous time for accidents. And so because that instantly that road oil is now mixing with water, and so the road is extremely slippery. You need a vehicle that's going to keep you straight and on path to avoid accidents, and that's what Subaru does.
But you just educated me, especially about. I know oil and water don't mix a lot, but I never really thought about it. Put it two and two together with the vehicles. Some vehicles leaking oil, and then the road get wet, and then it can definitely cause a lot. It can cause it to slip. So I didn't put that together. I really wasn't thinking about that.
Road oil and water are the reason why most accidents happen within that first hour of rain drops.
Okay. Well, CJ, I really appreciate your time. I know that you have to finish working your data and came here and invaded your place, your job. But I really do think Paul and the family, the Moak family, for allowing me to come out and just share and talk with you about what we are regional combine, as well as again what they continue to do in community, as well as share information about. I didn't know that they make other vehicles 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
wow.
Independent suspension on all 4 wheels. But before I go out, I just want to remind everyone, 6 p.m. tonight at Hughes Field, 545 Ellis Avenue. The community is welcome and encouraged to just come out and see some of the world's greatest athletes tune their minds and tune their hearts.
Here in Central Mississippi.
Central Mississippi.
Well, you heard CJ what he stated. Come on out to the Wheat Up Regional Combine here in Central Mississippi as we continue to educate and encourage our youth to better themselves, because that's all. Just needed some just a little encouragement to continue to go out and do better. Like I said, they will be taught pride in the community, speed and agility testing, position specific training, fundamental development, and also receiving motivation from a speaker as well as the coaches. And I tell everyone that that's the job of a coach, is to motivate you and pull the best out of you, not to just sit up and draw X's and O's, because I can tell you what I'm finna run, but if you can't stop it, guess what? It's nothing. But again, I thank you guys for tuning in to More on the Road. There's no telling where we may be at next Saturday, but we're going to be somewhere and enjoying this beautiful day that we have that the Lord has made. Much love to you guys. 1 + 1 = deuces.